Hi everyone, it's Grammy. Today we're going to be reading A Soft Winter Morning by Cindersstuffs. A soft winter morning. I hear the sound of birds outside the window as I slowly open my eyes. The window is open and a crisp breeze chills our bedroom, so I snuggle a little further inside the blanket. My hand almost instinctively strays to my belly, gently caressing its soft tautness, still full from last night's feast of heavy soup, cheesy crusty bread and rich eggnog. I roll over, expecting my arm to fall over you, my distended belly resting perfectly in the warm curve of your back, but you're not there. For a split second I worry, but with some effort I heave myself up and immediately smell a heavenly aroma wafting through our half-open door. I shift my burgeoning fullness and rise from the bed, slip an oversized t-shirt over my head. I give the front hem a gentle tug, briefly puzzled that it doesn't seem to cover past my belly button, though any concern is immediately dispelled by the scent of warm vanilla and nutty cinnamon from down the hall. I spot a dozen Christmas cookies on our bedside table, a post-it with only a heart doodled on it wedged beneath the plate. I nibble my way through the cookies as I watch the birds flit down to the yard, foraging in the unkempt grass. Some birds will eat their entire body weight in food each day. I wish I could do that, I think to myself, as grackles and jays pip excitedly in the morning sun. I finish the cookies and pick up the plate, and start down the hall towards the kitchen. I feel my full breasts and heavy belly bounce gently with every step. You always told me I had a bubbly gait, one that seems determined not to give way to a waddle. I see you, in a slim t-shirt and soft shorts, busy at the stove with a bowl of thick, rich batter next to you on the counter. I come behind you, trying to sneakily dip a finger into the heavy liquid. As I reach out my finger, you turn, putting a hand under my belly hang and squeezing gently. If you wanted a taste, you could just ask, you tease, setting down the spatula and dipping a big spoon into the batter. You raise the spoon to my mouth and I wrap my lips around it, swallowing the sweet and rich pancake batter with a cute smile. You set down the spoon and reach to a plate on the counter, stacked with a dozen fluffy golden pancakes, smothered in syrup and melted butter. A fork is tucked neatly beneath the stack, handle out. You take these back to the room and I'll be there shortly with you. You coo, squeezing and jiggling my soft tummy as you hand me the pancakes. I oblige and turn my cheek for a kiss, one that you happily oblige. As I turn back to the bedroom, you give my ample backside a squeeze and a pat, causing me to squeak in surprise. I settle back into bed, laying on my side so my belly spills out onto the sheets. I pull a book from beneath my pillow, a square paperback tome that vaguely resembles an IKEA catalogue, opening it to my bookmark and losing myself to the story as much as to the sweet, fluffy confections. My fork slides cleanly through the stack, each bite dripping with syrup that I'm careful not to spill on my pages as I guide to my mouth. I savour the warm, sweet flavours as I chew, the decadence making me start to heat up. I close my book and give my full attention to the pancakes. I sigh contentedly as I eat bite after bite, feeling my belly grow fuller, which only makes me eat faster. I sit up heavily, resting my hand on my growing stomach as I finish the last of the pastries, tilting the plate gently to sip the remaining syrup. That good, huh? I look up and see you in the doorway with another 2 plates, one with another dozen pancakes, the other piled high with scrambled egg, sausage and fruit. I've been here since you decided eating was a higher priority than reading, you tease, as you sit down next to me with the rest of the feast. You set down the pancakes and gently take my fork from me. You won't need that for the rest. I've got you taken care of, you assure, as you scoop a bite of egg, pressing it to my lips. I eat it obediently, and you squeeze my thigh with your other hand, your fingers sinking into the soft flesh. The next half hour is a blur as you shovel salty egg, syrupy pancake and juicy fruit into my eager mouth. I moan and squirm with every bite, my arousal growing as my stomach gets fuller. Several times you shift my heavy belly, squeezing it and whispering words of encouragement to me as I eat and eat. Occasionally your hand strays down lower, gently rubbing and teasing me as I chew. I moan softly as you guide the last chunk of banana into my mouth, your fingers slipping into my belly button. Finally, you lift a glass full of rich shake to my lips, and I climax as the last drops slide down my throat. Good girl, you tease as you set down the glass, your hands returning to my bloated form as I revel in my fullness and satisfaction. All I can think is how much I adore you on this soft winter morning. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, why not subscribe for more Feedism content? Also join my Discord community, link in the description.